Arvia is a spectacular new cruise ship from P&O Cruises with wide-ranging appeal, from couples to families to multi-generational groups. Nicknamed the Sunshine Ship, it's been designed to sail in warm climes, winter in the Caribbean, summer in the Mediterranean. Arvia is sister ship to Iona, which launched in 2021. But despite the two 5,200-passenger cruise ships being structurally nearly identical, Arvia is by no means a carbon copy of Iona. Arvia has a top-deck mini-golf and high ropes course and swim-up bar, firsts for P&O Cruises. The popularity of these amenities, however, has introduced some congestion to the top deck's wake pool area, which tends to get crowded early on in the day. Thankfully, the roof above its sky dome has been designed to retract, giving top decks an extra outdoor swimming pool. Inside there are differences too. At the heart of Arvia's deck plan is the all-new and lighter grand atrium, with three-story glass walls, filling the space with bright, widescreen sea views. Arvia also has the first rum distillery at sea, as well as two new restaurants, 6th Street Diner and Green & Co. The latter's flexitarian menu offers a mix of sushi and plant-based dishes. For families, there's a new submarine-themed escape room experience called Mission Control. The standard passenger capacity of 5,200 guests puts it in the larger category of cruise ships, although it's still notably smaller than newer ships, such as the MSC World Europa, as well as many ships in Royal Caribbean's fleet, including the upcoming Icon of the Seas. As with all large vessels, that stated capacity of 5,200 is based on double occupancy of rooms. So during the summer, when many children stay in the same room as their parents, the actual number of people on board can be up to 1,000 more. Added up to 1,800 crew, and Arvia functions as a small city with a population of up to 8,000 people. Although some bigger ships visit the UK and even cruise from there, Arvia is the biggest cruise ship presently operated by a British-focused cruise line and is based for most of the year in Southampton, Britain's busiest cruise port. Here's what you can expect on board. Guest accommodation. Other than its size, the first striking feature of Arvia is the high number of balcony cabins. These range from suites with butler service, inclusive room service, whirlpool bath, and an exclusive breakfast restaurant, through to value-focused inside cabins. For those traveling alone or couples without children on shorter cruises, an inside cabin can be a great value way to experience Arvia. There's plenty of storage space, especially for a shorter cruise. For solo travelers, there are a handful of smaller single cabins, in addition to the option to pay a single occupancy fee on a regular cabin. As such a new ship, there are some modern touches in all cabins. Although power sockets are only available at the desk, the bedside lights contain a USB outlet on the base, ideal for charging your smartphone overnight. There's also a handy night light by the bathroom door that is controllable from the bedside switches. The shower is spacious for a cruise ship, and the cubicle door swings both ways, a useful feature. Entertainment on Arvia. The most eye-catching entertainment feature aboard Arvia is definitely the Sky Dome, a flexible space with a retractable roof on decks 16 and 17. By day, the dome functions as the ship's main pool area, with deck chairs, table service from 3 bars, and movies played on the big screen. By night, the dome transforms into an entertainment venue for concerts and energetic live shows. The nighttime entertainment continues down on the main decks, where you'll find the headliner's theater. Entertainment here includes lively variety shows by the ship's resident theater company, as well as performances from visiting artists. Most shows are repeated several times, usually over 2 nights, to allow everyone on board the chance to see them. At the other end of the ship, the clubhouse is a show lounge used for everything from bingo and guest speakers, through to live music from the house band in the evenings. In addition to the main theater and Sky Dome, there is the Limelight Cabaret Club and the intimate 710 Club, together with live music in various bars around the ship. Being a British ship, there is of course also a pub with an expanded beer menu, regular pub quizzes, and live sport when satellite reception permits. There's no shortage of things to do in the evenings on Arvia. There's also plenty of outdoor space, including the Beachcomber adults-only bar and pool on Deck 18 and a private retreat, accessible for suite guests or by paying an additional fee. Various infinity pools and hot tubs are dotted around these open decks, including a swim-up bar behind the buffet on Deck 16. While Arvia lacks the brash water parks and daredevil slides of the biggest cruise ships at sea, there are some modern attractions that will suit younger guests. From a rope climbing course at the very top of the ship to an escape room, casino, and even a 3-screen cinema, Arvia is packed with things to do no matter what type of cruise you enjoy. Dining and bars. There are many dining options on Arvia, of which several are included for all guests. In addition to the 2 main dining rooms and buffet restaurant, there is a food hall-inspired concept named the Quays and a grab-and-go poolside fast food outlet in the Skydome. Unsurprisingly, given P&O's predominantly British guests, the Quays features one counter devoted to fish and chips, and one focused on roast meat and Yorkshire puddings. Small salads and desserts are also available throughout the opening hours. Outside seating increases capacity significantly when the weather is good. Also available for free, although booking is required, is the Mediterranean restaurant Olive Grove and, new on Arvia, the Americana-packed 6th Street Diner, complete with jukebox and souvenir pins for sale. It can be difficult to secure a booking in the latter for dinner, but it's also open for a late breakfast and brunch most days. With so much choice, there's no need to pay for any dining on Arvia. But there are several options available should you wish to try something different, and the prices are reasonable when compared to premium restaurants on many other lines. The Keel & Cow Steakhouse offers excellent quality cuts from around $18 and superb value mains such as blackened spatchcock chicken for just $8. The value approach to premium dining continues at Caribbean and Latin American-themed The Beach House, where $11.50 cover charge opens up a 3-course menu packed with flavor. The Indian-themed Sindhu and the vegan-friendly Green & Co. are among the other specialty restaurants. For those looking to celebrate, Epicurean offers premium afternoon tea, followed by true fine dining in the evenings. Arvia bars all offer P&O's own brand gin and rum, made in the onboard distillery. The best place to try this is in the Gin Bar Anderson's, ideally placed for a pre- or post-dinner tipple. There are many other bars throughout the ship, including several in the atrium and 3 in and around the Skydome. At the front of the ship on Deck 17, the Crow's Nest is a typical cruise ship observation lounge that morphs into a sophisticated piano and cocktail bar in the evenings. It's one of the few places on board other than the main dining rooms where the gala night dress code is enforced. Costa Coffee is served from early in the morning at Vista's Coffee Bar in the airy atrium, but the coffee menu is also available from all other bars throughout the day. Arvia Cabins offers something to suit all tastes and budgets. Arvia offers inside, windowless, and outside, ocean-facing with a window balcony cabins and suites, including 28 single cabins and 32 of the new conservatory mini-suites, which were introduced on sister ship Iona. These have proved hugely popular as a midway cabin option. They're pricier than a regular balcony room, but cheaper than a higher category suite. For extra space, there's also a deluxe balcony cabin costing less than a mini suite, but with nearly as much floor space. Just be careful of its positioning. If privacy is important to you, then balcony cabins to avoid, including those which are suites, are on Deck 8. That's because these balconies are all on the same level as the wraparound promenade. Walkers and runners lapping the promenade deck, of which there are many, pass these balconies every time they circuit the ship. They can also see into the cabin, which means that you need to close curtains every time you require privacy. Budget travelers will be pleased to hear that Arvia has more inside cabins than any other P&O Cruises ship. Seeing as you're likely to spend more time on the public decks of the Sunshine ship than on a private cabin balcony, this is a great value option. Ditto the outside cabins. Also popular are outside cabins on the lower decks 4 and 5, with very large windows, unobstructed sea views, and tend to feel less movement. Those who prefer a more traditional approach to cruising will still find everything they are used to on Arvia, but its sheer size may be off-putting, especially to those used to the older, smaller ships in the P&O fleet. The ship is excellent from an accessibility standpoint, but those with limited mobility may still find frustration with the elevators at busy times. Consider carefully your preferred location of cabin before booking. P&O Cruises are in process of moving to an app-based booking system for restaurants and entertainment, which frustrates some guests who prefer to disconnect on vacation. Finally, on such a big ship, demand can be high for restaurants at peak times and popular shows, so long waits must sometimes be expected. If you're a creature of habit on a cruise, you may do better to consider a smaller ship. Arvia Cruise Ship Deck Plan disperses passengers well. Thanks to the retractable roof on Arvia's Skydome, there are now 4 outdoor pools, 5 if you count the swim-up bar. staggered across the ship's top 3 decks, as well as a splash zone on Deck 18. Here's where you'll also find the high ropes, mini golf, jogging track, sports court, and kids clubs, which means that during school holidays these decks tend to feel busier than normal. To find somewhere quieter to lay your towel head, either to the front of Deck 18, next to or in proximity of the beachcomber pool, where there are lots of spare sunbeds available, or to Deck 8, which, as well as being the promenade deck, also has hot tubs dotted along its length. Alternatively, there's also the adults-only retreat, an extra-fee outdoor sanctuary with loungers, 2 whirlpools, on-tap refreshments, and beautiful vistas. While there are some cabins on Deck 16, the same level as the Horizon Buffet, the vast majority of staterooms are located on Decks 9 to 15. The remainder are on Decks 4, 5, and 8. As you'd expect, the top decks have several bars, as well as a couple of specialty restaurants, but the majority of Arvia's bars, eateries, and entertainment venues, including the headliners theater, cinema, and clubs, are found on the 3 floors that span the atrium, Decks 6 to 8. Although at key times, before or after a show, the atrium can feel crowded, there's mostly a good flow of traffic. It's even possible to take a selfie from the sweeping marble staircase without anyone else in your picture.